All right, so this evening, hey Luke, go ahead and bring up the lights also right here. So this evening, as y'all have probably seen on social media, and then as was said right before service, we have a special guest speaker this evening. Everybody loves him, hates him at the same time. Everybody give it up for Mike Gomez.
Hello. Okay, bear with me. I hate talking in the mic.
But you are a Mike.
That was really funny.
Thanks, Elisa.
Okay, so hello. Okay, so starting off, there's two types of people that I want to talk about, and we all know these two types of people. One of them is the dude who could do everything, and so before I start talking about what he could do, this is the guy we're talking about. This is the guy who likes to say he could bench 225. This is the guy that says he could run so many miles. Yes. I don't know who that is. So the problem with this guy is he says he could do so many things, but doesn't do anything about it. I know this because, I did this before. I've said I could do something before, but what's different is now I'm actually trying to do it. And so we all know this guy. The second person is the person who just can't get past the mental barrier and says they can't do anything. You can take it off. The second type of person, just like, say fine arts, for example. If there's like a move that they have to perform, they're the type of person who just blocks their mind and just says, I can't do it. They're not able to get past it or anything. And even, like, maybe it's just not fine arts related, but just anything in life in general. They just, like, put mental barriers on their mind and just says, I just can't do it. And so, but what these two people have in common is that they can do it, but they just don't put anything towards it. And so, in Ephesians 2:10, it says, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." And so I want to look at good works. Good works are anything like being obedient, something that's pleasing to God. And in it says God prepared them beforehand. So he's like thought of this before us. And so he knows that, this is going to work out. This is going to please him. This is going to bring people towards him. And so after that, it says, Jesus are for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them, that we should. And I was, confused on this word, or that we should. I've always been confused on this phrase. And so, but I was pointing out that should. It's a word of free will. So we don't have to. We have the choice to walk in the good works or not to. And so God is telling us we don't that we have a choice to do what is pleasing to him or to not. We could just sit behind and block our minds, just saying we can't, or we can go for it. We don't have a place in this world. God is saying that he gives us dreams, and he doesn't want us to live with the dreams, just a thought of the dreams day by day, but he wants us to live in them. He's given us the dreams. It's like a movie trailer. Those dreams that he gives us is like it shows us what's gonna happen through our life, what's gonna lead up to. And I want to go on to a person I want to move on to Moses. God came to Moses and telling him, Moses, do this for my people. But Moses, as a stuttering man, he did not want to do it because he didn't think he could do it. And Moses thought that he could be of no use for God, but God kept, going at him because God knew that he could use our weaknesses for his advantage. Moses kept arguing, and he, did not want to do it. He said, pick somebody else, which that's a risky thing because he will pick somebody else. And you don't have to be the best to do what God's called you to do. You just have to be willing to answer or willing to serve God, and he will use you. And with that, David was willing, and he, in society's eyes, was not the best. But God knew that he had a heart for him. And I want to read 1 Samuel 16, 6 or 7. It says, when they came, he looked at Eliab, and thought, surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And as the Lord looks at the heart, and we look on as man looks on the outward appearance, we're not called to live by the world's standards, because God's standards are going to be way different from the world's standards. And growing up, David fought a giant. That was an obstacle in his life, and God helped him overcome it. That David fighting a giant was to show that even though there's an obstacle in our life, say that going back to the beginning, that dream. Say you're pushing towards that dream, and there is an obstacle right in front of you. Well, you don't have to get stopped, because if you put everything onto God, if you look at David, God can help you overcome that obstacle. And that's what I had. It was shorter than I thought. But if you all would stand up, please. And bow your head and close your eyes. There's two types of altars that I want to say. The first one is for the person who needs motivation, and who says that they could do it, but just doesn't. They just need the motivation to push forward and do it. The second one is for the person who has a block in their mind, a mental block, and doesn't know, how to get past it, or just thinks that they can't and thinks that they're not worthy. And so, Luke, you want to play some music? And so with those two altar calls, once the worship starts playing, y'all can come up if any of those were for you.